Hi, my name is Mitch Johns, and my research question was, how do rising carbon dioxide levels result in a major threat to the entire marine food web? Introduction. What is carbonic acid? Carbonic acid is a compound of the elements hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. It is formed in small amounts when its anhydride, carbon dioxide, dissolves in water. Carbon dioxide reacts with seawater to form carbonic acid, which releases hydrogen ions, reducing the pH level. How does carbonic acid affect the ocean? Increased amounts of positively charged ions results in the pH lowering towards the acid end of the pH scale. The two diagrams show how the increased carbonic acid will affect marine life as a whole. Causes of higher carbonic acid levels. Higher levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere caused by human activities. Since the Industrial Revolution, the amount of atmospheric carbon dioxide has been steadily rising due to the burning of fossil fuels. The ocean taking in more carbon dioxide because of the increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is another cause. As we burn more fossil fuels, we release more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The carbon dioxide is absorbed by our oceans, resulting in more carbonic acid forming. There's an imbalance of the carbon cycle between the ocean and the atmosphere. In the carbon cycle, the ocean takes in carbon dioxide and then spits some carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. Due to the abundance of carbon dioxide coming into the ocean is unable to keep up with the atmosphere and spit out carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere at the same rate. The diagram shows how the carbon dioxide makes its way from the factories and cars and eventually into the ocean, and it shows how the process of how the positively charged ions are released to decrease the pH level of the ocean. Effects of higher carbonic acid levels in the ocean. One effect is animals who have shells are in danger. Ocean acidification reduces the availability of important calcium carbonate minerals, which are essential for many marine organisms to build their skeletons and shells. The oceans are predicted to be so corrosive by the year 2100 that the ocean will literally corrode the shells of sea life. The diagram to the right shows that if the ocean continues to become more acidic at this rate, that's how quickly the ocean will deteriorate through the shells in the year 2100. The other two effects are the ocean's pH level is lowering at a faster rate than ever, and some animals may die to this quick change in pH level since they haven't had enough time to adapt to the change in pH. Since the start of the Industrial Revolution, the pH of the ocean has fallen by 0.1. As the pH scale is a logarithmic scale like the Richter scale, a decrease in 0.1 pH means a 25% increase in the acidity of the oceans. A prediction made by climate scientists estimated that future carbon dioxide levels in the oceans will reach 800 ppm in 2100, equivalent to a 150% increase in ocean acidity. What will the future be like? The decreasing pH levels is affecting life for fish and the most important producers of the marine food web, phytoplankton. The sense of the smell of the fish are being disturbed, affecting their whole life and survival. Phytoplankton, plankton that photosynthesize, are responsible for producing the majority of the oxygen on Earth, which is 2 times more than what trees produce. However, ocean acidification has been especially damaging to them, as it disrupts the biological carbon pump that drives photosynthesis, depressing their metabolic rate and impeding their normal functions. If the plankton die, then the rest of the food web dies with them. Scientists are predicting that by the year 2050, the ocean will be warmer and more acidic than anything in modern history. As the carbon dioxide emissions have progressively gotten worse over the past 300 years or so, all predictions point towards things just getting worse and worse. Unless serious action is taken by mankind to lowering carbon dioxide emissions, the future of the Earth is very bleak and not promising. The pH level shows no signs of evening out, causing scientists to predict that the pH level will continue to rapidly decrease, resulting in the ocean becoming more and more acidic. At this rate, by 2100, the pH of the surface ocean could drop to under 7.8 on the pH scale. The two diagrams on the right show how the ocean pH has decreased over the past 2 decades, and the second diagram shows how the pH level is projected to continue to decrease over the next century, and the amount of dissolved carbon dioxide in the ocean will continue to increase and increase. What can we do to help? For starters, it is crucial that humans collectively begin to improve their lifestyles to maintain life. This will result in lower carbon dioxide emissions and evidently lower carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. This will allow the ocean's pH levels to rise back up to healthier levels. Another thing that we can do is lower our individual carbon footprints, and that's a great step in the right direction. Another thing is making specific changes, like using other forms of transportation other than your car, like public transportation or a bike or walking, using less water when bathing or brushing your teeth, and or using reusable products to reduce plastic waste. Becoming more energy efficient for the environment by switching to some of these ways will help reduce your individual carbon footprint. The diagram to the right of the slide shows the exact value that will be taken off your carbon footprint for each specific change you make in your life. Conclusion: higher carbon dioxide emission levels in the atmosphere are resulting in higher carbonic acid levels in the ocean. These higher carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere are resulting in the ocean to become more acidic and at a rate quicker than ever before. The entire world is in danger if humans don't make a change. If change doesn't happen, the world and everything in it is bound for disaster. Also, the entire marine food web is in danger, and unless there is major change made, the main producers of oxygen for humans, which is phytoplankton, is going to die. The rest of the marine food web will then eventually die too, since the consumers and predators rely on phytoplankton to survive. It is time to make change, and we really need to start doing so, since we're starting to run out of that seemingly endless thing called time. Sources. These are my sources I use for my research project. I consider my sources to be valid and reliable. When researching, they provided information and data to back up their claims and predictions in the articles. The sources made me realize even more so that I need to start putting the earth first, or else we're all doomed. Thank you for listening and watching my research presentation. I hope this motivates you to make changes in your life, to make life better for us, the earth, and for generations to come. Thank you.